Hey, hey, everybody in Internet La La Land. Hey, welcome to our actually our hangout, our team hangout here. And my name is Ray Kakuta. I'll be your host, your driver of the hangout here. And let's see, I'm coming from Honolulu, Hawaii, guys. I'm coming live from Honolulu, Hawaii. I would hold up my computer so you can see the midnight sky with all the stars, but there's a reflection of my glass, so I won't do that. Oh, sorry about that. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay. So anyway, let me introduce to you our participants on this great hangout here. To my left here, I have the beautiful May Dulao. Say hi, May.
Hi. Good evening.
All right, all right. And then next to her we have the very ominous David Souza.
Hey guys, how's it going?
All right. And then next to him we have Dan Armitage. He goes by all kind of aliases. Hi, Dan.
How's it going, guys?
All right, all right. So actually, Dan, you're coming live from Vegas, right?
Yeah, from Vegas. So if I had a laptop, I'm actually on my regular computer, but then I'd be able to show you the Luxor off my distance. But yeah.
Cool, man. Cool. All right, guys. Hey, listen. This is going to be a super cool topic tonight, and I'm super glad. I'm really excited you guys could be on because the topic that we're going to talk about is how to make your first $1,000 in a day online. Okay, so this is really cool hangout. Really good topic. And so let me start off by saying this. Okay, so and I think it's appropriate now. I've been in the online industry for a little over a year, and I've been able to make thousands of dollars online. But I got to tell you guys, I really did not have any experience marketing online when I got started. In fact, my background comes from just kind of working in the workforce. You know, I was in corporate America. I was working and didn't have a lot of experience with computers, and I even left the corporate world and I started my own brick and mortar businesses. But still, okay, I had retail stores, but still, I didn't have really any internet experience. In fact, I know a lot of you guys can probably relate, but for me, my online experience was, I was a foodie. I think that's what you call it, right, May? You call it a foodie. Was I doing like pictures of my food and uploading it to Facebook?
I have no idea what you call it.
Okay. Okay. But yeah, that was the extent of my online experience. But I got started, and I'll get more into my story a little later. But basically, I got started, and because of the training that we have available on our team, on our Project Freedom team, I was able to ramp up very quickly and make some pretty good money. In fact, income disclaimer on the bottom over here, on the bottom of this site, you'll see an income disclaimer that talks about. If you click there, you want to go. You can see our average earnings. But shortly after I got started, I was able to make more than $1,000 a day, and I've had multiple days that I was able to make that kind of money. And it's not really because I'm great. I'm not anyone special, guys. Honestly, I'm no one special. I don't possess any special magical skills or anything, but honestly, if you are involved in the right vehicle, and if you're open-minded and wanting to learn some new skills and apply that and take action, there's really no reason why you can't get some pretty good results. I would say that you would be amazed on the things that you can accomplish, just not on the online world, but just in life when you apply yourself. So, but I really want to kind of hear from our panelists here. There's some really cool stories, and May, I want to kind of hand it off to you because you and I kind of got started about the same time, right? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So maybe
Pretty
you can
much the
jump
same
in.
time. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah, exactly. And I remember sitting next to you at an event, and I think
Yep.
you and I had just got started. We were in Chicago, and in
Mhm.
fact, you were pregnant with Jordan, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So why don't you tell us your story? I really want to hear what you have to say, and I think the audience here would love to hear kind of your background and how you got started.
Okay. Thanks, Ray, for hosting this late night hangout. I know one of the reasons we do it so late is because we have kids, and I'm not the only one who has kids. I think three of the panelists have kids, and they're asleep. So that's one of the reasons we do it so late. Anyways, thank you for joining us. If you are an internet marketer, you probably stay up late anyway, because most internet marketers do. So if you're up late and you're not an internet marketer, you should be one, because you're already acting like one, because you're up this late anyway. So let's talk about this though. So yeah, what Ray's talking about is true. I started about a year ago in April, and as soon as I started this particular business, which is an online business, I went to an event in Chicago for this business, and I did meet Ray there, and I was pregnant. I was about 4 months pregnant, and so I went there not really knowing what to expect. I just knew that the person who I signed up with for this business told me that I had to go if I wanted to get results. I had to go, and he went to an event, and after that he had amazing results, so I had to go. So I was like, okay, I'll go. So I went, and I do remember Ray and his wife there, and other people in the room, and I had just gotten started, and Ray had been in it for a while, and then he said he went because he didn't believe it, because because it was an internet business, and he joined on the internet, and this guy named Paul Woolley, and he sends him these emails, and Ray's been reading them, and he's just been kind of like, is this real? Is this real? Is this guy real? And his wife's asking, is this real? And he's like, I think it's real. Why don't we go and see if it's real? So he went to an event, and I knew it was real. I just started though, so for me, I just didn't know. I wanted to know what to do. I wanted to get in. I wanted to get dirty. I wanted to get going. Make some money. And so the topic tonight is how to make $1,000 in a day on the internet. And uh, happy to say that I have done that. And before I started this business, I had never done that. And I had been in internet businesses for years, actually, different kinds, and I've never, ever, ever made $1,000 or more at all for my other ones. I was doing. I started in 2009 actually on the internet, and I didn't know anything, and so I started blogging, and I have a whole blog about, I teach English as a second language. I still make money from that blog, not $1,000. I make like $11 every 2 years or something like that. I think now that I've done Empower, I get more traffic. So I think I make $11 every year now. So it's really, that's from Amazon gives me that money. Anyway, so that was my first venture on the internet, which is that website is still up. However, not $1,000. And then I was selling things on eBay, and then I was, I don't know, what else was I doing? I started a website where I sold an ebook, and I had to make an ebook, and boy, that was hard. Making your own products. If you're starting from scratch and you don't have your own products, like if you already have products, it's great. If you don't have products, and you have to make products on the internet. I'm going to tell you right now, it's like, oh, like pulling teeth. It was so hard. It's like I have to make something for people to buy. It was like, oh my gosh. So I would make something, and it was so hard to sell it, and it was just challenging. And so from 2009 until last year, 2013, in April, I had never, ever, ever made $1,000 in a day on the internet. Maybe the most I'd made was, I don't know, 100, maybe. That's the most. Maybe not even, almost 100. That's about it. So to me, it was like really frustrating. I mean, I still really, really wanted to make money on the internet though, because I knew people who were doing it, and everyone's getting on the internet. There's a huge, huge market on the internet. All these people on the internet, more and more every year, people getting on the internet. It's only going to become bigger and bigger market every year. And you know, I'm thinking, you know, eBay, Amazon, Walmart, all these people are on the internet. You know, I wanted to be a part of it, and I wanted. The biggest thing in my head, though, the dream I had was that I want to make money when I'm sleeping. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be able to have something going, like a website, and then not have to do anything, and then I get money coming into my account. That was like my vision, my dream. I was like, that would be awesome. You know, I don't want to trade my time for money anymore. I just want to make money and not, you know, put in an initial effort, make a website or whatever. However, just let it go on autopilot so that I don't have to actually be there. And one of the great things about the internet is that if someone buys something from you, you can set up automated systems that send whatever they bought to them automatically, and then they collect the money for you, and you don't have to actually be there. Like a traditional business where you'd have to sell something to someone, physically give it to them, they give you cash. You don't have to do that on the internet. So it's been a dream of mine for a while now. So then it comes along this business, and I join, and I'm like, wow, you know, I go to this event, and at this event, Ray, do you remember that kid on stage who was 12 years old? Remember that kid that was on stage?
Yeah, his name was Jörg or something, right?
Wow, you even know his name. I just remember he was 12. I just remember he was 12 years old. And he made like what? 10,000, 12,000? I always think it's like 12,000. Is that what
I think
he
made $12,000
in a year, right?
No, he made $12,000 in 3 months.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
In between doing his homework.
Yes.
Right. He's 12 years old, right? His dad made him do his homework.
I just saw the replay the other day.
Before you market it online, he had to do his homework.
Yeah. I saw the replay the other day. That was funny. We were in Chicago, and that I mean, okay. The amazing thing about this business is different from other businesses that I've done is that they set everything up for you. Like for the other businesses that I've done, I had to set it all up, and I didn't necessarily know how to set it up the best way. Like I do have a blog right now that's not a part of this business, which does make money. Like I said, it makes $11 every year. Okay, so I did make up something on my own. However, is it lucrative? Well, not yet, right? So I mean. This business, though, this one we're talking about here, they have it all set up. They have the products set up, and the products are great. You know, I feel good about them. You know, I feel good selling them. So they have great products, and you make a lot of money when you sell the product. And not only that, there's like a team that you're a part of, and it's very supportive, and you get this training that's phenomenal to figure out how to market online, and it's just. And everything's set up. They give you like web pages already set up to capture people's emails. They get you all set up with a sales video and the pay button, and they even have a whole banking account system set up so they can collect money for you. So you don't have to figure that stuff out, because that stuff takes a little while to figure out. I'm just telling you, because I've had to figure that stuff out, and it can take months to figure stuff like that out, and you're not making any money in the meantime. Well, this business, they have it all set up. So all you have to do, and this is what one of the founders, his name is David Wood, he kept saying in Chicago, he said, all you have to do to make money in this business is get people to your landing page, get people to your landing page, get people to your landing page. He just kept saying it over and over. All you have to do is get people, he didn't say it that way, he said, get people to watch the video. I remember, I think that's what he said. Get people to watch the video, watch the video, watch the video, watch the video. Just tell people to watch the video. I mean, it's like over and over, repetitive. And I'm like, okay, I think I could do that. You know, I think I could get people to watch this video. And then he brings up this 12-year-old, just because he's asking, I think he was just asking the audience who's made over a certain amount of money, and this 12-year-old raises his hand, and of course he's like, 12-year-old, get up on stage. Okay, so this 12-year-old kid goes up on stage, and he's like, first of all, you're 12. How old are you? He's like, I'm 12. And he's like, okay, first of all, you're not really legally allowed to be doing this business because you have to be 18. and then he's like, my dad signed up, and I'm doing it for my dad. He's like, okay, well, tell us about what you're doing. And like Ray said, he's like, well, I have to do my homework first. So he has to go to school during the day, you know, so that's how many hours? I think it's like, I don't know, 7, 8 hours a day, who knows. Then he comes home, he has to do his homework. It takes him 1 or 2 hours to do his homework every night. And then after that, he spends like 1 or 2 hours on the business. That's it. And he made $12,000 in 3 months. 12-year-old kid. And he's like, well, how did you make that much money? How did you, and he's like, well, I just had people watch the video. Well, how did you get them to watch the video? Oh, I would message them on Facebook and just tell them to watch the video. I was blown away. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. This is so awesome. Like, I can do this. This is something I can do. It's not hard. You just say, hey, you have time, watch this video. It's a cool thing. Watch the video. I mean, how hard is that, right? How hard is that? It's not even that hard. So it's like, okay, cool. So like, after Chicago, Ray was excited. His wife was excited. I was excited. We both hadn't made anything yet, right? And then so we go home, we grind it out, and we both kind of got on the same track. I don't know why. We both kind of had our big days around the same time, and my first big day was July 1st. July 1st. Made $4,500 on July 1st. That was awesome, okay? I had never even made more than $100 ever a day online. And the first day that I made over $100, I made $4,500 online. That was July 1st of last year, 2013. Not only that, I did it again with my husband. We did it again August 20th, 21st. It's actually we made $4,600. $4,600. Now, it just blows my mind, and we've done it since. We've had other days where we've made over $1,000 more than once. Recently, when we were in Miami, we had a $2,000+ day. We've been making like over $500 here, $1,000 there. And it's not difficult like the other way was. Now, when I say not difficult, I say that because all you have to do is follow some simple instructions, and it really is as simple as asking people to watch a video. It really, really, really is. I'm not even kidding. I'm completely serious, because they just set it all up for you. You spend about an hour or two a day. I mean, you have to spend the time. You have to spend an hour or two a day. However, if you do that, you can definitely make over $1,000 in a day on the internet. And I don't know any other system where it's this easy anywhere. I mean, I've done a lot of stuff, and I'm not the most savvy, of course. However, I've been in the, I've been in the, what do you call it? I've just been out there. I've been doing it. I've been paying for programs. I paid for training. I paid thousands of dollars to learn how to make websites, how to make these web pages to capture emails. I paid thousands to learn how to use email autoresponders so that you don't have to email everyone on your email list. There's a system that can send emails to them for you. Things like that. I've spent so much money learning that and made like less than hundreds. Like I told you, like hardly anything. And for the first time, I'm making thousands. And like we said in the beginning, Ray said, this is our results are not typical. It's based on individual results. And if you want to see how everyone in Empower Network is kind of doing average earnings, you can go on the income disclosure on the bottom of this video. However, it's true that we've already made over $20,000 in this business since last year, and we're still making money every day. So I'm going to stop there and let other panelists share. However, that's my experience with making $1,000. It's been exciting.
Thank you, May. You said some really key things. You mentioned that the internet is getting bigger and bigger every year, and that's so true. And the thing about the thing about the internet, okay, is that people are online 24/7, right? When you look at the market available, the audience that's available to you online, it's so huge compared to if you had a traditional brick and mortar business like I did, right? Like I had retail stores. Okay, I had retail kiosks in the malls. Okay, and my rent for a kiosk was astronomical. It was less. It was like $5,000 for a kiosk a month, and My audience, though, at any given time was the people standing right in front of me, in front of my kiosk, or walking by. That was it. That was it. And if I didn't engage them right there and then, and they walked, that opportunity was gone. So, guys, when you think about the power of the internet and the audience you have, you're talking about millions, hundreds of millions, billions of people online all over the world. And it's growing every single day. And may you mention another key thing, which is automation, right? Where if you do it properly, you can have a business that is pretty much automated, where you launch different marketing campaigns and it runs. It basically, with a push of a button, you can launch a campaign using different social media avenues. You can use all kind of different. You can do paid marketing. You can do free marketing. And once you do that, because of the engines that you learn, the new skills that you learn, and you set it up, it'll run on pretty much an autopilot, where the campaign goes. You can get literally hundreds of people, and May has done it. May has done it where she has done a campaign, a paid campaign that cost her about, I think, like $5 or $7 a day, and she was able to get literally, over that short period of time, hundreds of people exposed and watch a video about the online opportunity that she's involved in. And think about that, guys. And she was, and I think she was probably sleeping, and she had hundreds of people watching that video. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool. So automation, May mentioned, that is key, and that's the kind of leverage, and that's the kind of opportunity that you can have if you put together a business like we have. So it's great, right? Because honestly, you don't want to get involved with an online business if you're going to have to work 8, 10, 12 hours a day, and you got to constantly be tied to your computer and your phone and your email constantly. And why would anyone want to do that? Because that's pretty much just like getting another job, you know? The reason why I know for me, and the reason why I got involved in the online industry was for freedom. It was to gain my freedom back. It was allowing me to scale and leverage the internet and actually buy back my personal freedom and financial freedom. So, but yeah, I want to hear from some of the other panelists. Dan, Dave, any of you guys want to jump in? I know you guys. In fact, let's talk about this topic real fast here, because I know both of you have recently joined the online industry and joined us on our Project Freedom team. Maybe Dan, can you jump in and touch on some of the new skills you've learned along the way? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Can you hear me first of all? Hello, can you hear me? Test. Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. Well, first of all, I'm just gonna say talk about a skill that I'm learning right now. Obviously, and that's Google Hangouts. I think this is like my second or third Hangout. So, just kind of getting a hold of learning how to mute, unmute myself, all that stuff. But all that aside, I've never done anything online other than, like Ray, post pictures of my food that I've been eating, I don't know, Facebook all the time, right? But I've been really gaining a lot of awesome skills and knowledge. I've learned how to set up my autoresponder, like May talked about. I've actually learned how to build, my own landing pages, and at first it was kind of hard, but in our group we talk about, doing, do the thing and then you get the power, basically, right? So through action, through taking action, I've actually been able to, learn like a great deal. And I've made mistakes. I mean, in my autoresponder, I had a couple of links that didn't work, and I figured out that they weren't working, and I was able to change that. But if I didn't, take action to set that up, I wouldn't have learned that, right? I would have just stayed stagnant and stuff like that. So I mean, that I've learned how to create a campaign, how to get leads, how to basically communicate with your leads through your autoresponder, right? Through setting up your follow-up messages, through sending out a broadcast message, which is super cool too. So, and then just tracking everything, and I don't know, man. Maybe I don't know. That's kind of what I've been learning. So pretty stoked about everything so far. Yep.
Yeah. So Dan is fairly new, but I got to tell you, we're actually in the middle of doing some traffic campaigns right now, and I've been kind of working with some of the people involved. And Dan here, I was surprised. Okay, I was really surprised because when I got started, I didn't know anything about the technical side. Okay, but Dan here really is amazing because the stuff that he has learned in the short period of time, he's like light years ahead of where I was. I got to tell you, because he was showing me some of his landing pages and some of the link rotators that he's using, and I got to tell you guys, he has learned a lot. And here's the thing. Here's the thing about what Dan has as far as the skills that he's been able to attain is extremely valuable in the marketplace. When you're talking about being able to put together your online engine where you have an autoresponder and a couple landing pages and you have a campaign that you can launch, guys, I mean that's what makes people millions of dollars online is understanding those and having those skill sets. It's invaluable because you can take those skill sets and you can literally go on and market anything online if you think about it. So Dan, awesome job, man. I mean, congratulations to you in that short period of time how you've been able to ramp up. You know?
Oh, thanks a lot, Ray. And I just want to say something real quick to that. I don't know if you can hear me or not. You guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I just wanted to say that this company that we're in, Empower Network, it really does empower people, and just the training within the company is awesome, but also on our own team, I've been able to, once I've been able to be part of this team, I've learned, crazy amounts of stuff that, like you said, I don't know, you're talking like I'm light years ahead of you, but I don't think, I'm still in a learning process, but just the training that I've gotten since getting started has been able to propel me and allowed me to jump forward to where I'm at now, and I can just to continue to do that. I can't imagine how awesome it's gonna get from here, but it's awesome, and thanks for everything.
Awesome, congratulations, man, great job. So we're about to launch this campaign. I'm excited to see the results here. So which actually, I think the traffic and stuff, everything should start tomorrow, man. So it's gonna be exciting. So, all right. Yeah. So let's hear from David Souza. Now, David, you recently got involved, and you yourself, I see you've actually gained a lot of skill sets. But maybe you can talk a little bit about some of the events that we're able to go to and you have access to, because that's all part of the whole online business industry, is having the ability to get around other online internet marketers and learn from them, right? Because that's a real opportunity we have. And you just recently came back from an event, so maybe you can touch on that, David.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah, I just recently got back from. We had an event in New Orleans, Louisiana. It was at the Hyatt Regency Hotel, and when I got there, I didn't know what to expect. That was my first time going. When I got there, I met a bunch. Before the event even started, everybody was just compiling together, and we were sharing stories and getting to know one another. And I met a whole bunch of marketers, just like me, experienced marketers, inexperienced marketers, people looking for insight, and we shared our stories, and we did a lot of good things. We met new people. That's what it's all about, meeting new people, sharing stories. And as far as the event, when we went in there, it was even more empowering because we got to actually meet the top producing earners of our company. And it's unbelievable because you see them, only online or in blogs and stuff like that. But to actually see them up close in person, it gives you an uplifting spirit. Like, hey, it's your chance now. You can do it. They can do it. So you have to have that mindset, like those top earners. And I got to talk to a lot of them, and they just tell me the same thing. Hey, just keep it up. Think positive, and just keep on going, and you will reach your goal. And this is what this company is pretty much about. It's about living your dream, living and achieving your goals. So if you have a big dream, you have big goals, it is possible for you to reach, and you can do it. It's phenomenal. I mean, when I left the first night that I left that event, I was so empowered. I was so excited. I was like, wow, man, it is possible. It's so uplifting for me. It just changes your whole outlook of everything. And like I said, I'm what, 37 years old. I've been, I haven't done anything on the internet besides Facebook. And I was sitting there watching these top earners come on stage and telling their story, telling us what they did and how they did it. And then they call up this kid. His name is AK. AK. He's from Austria. He's 22 years old. He just started, maybe I think it was like 3 or 4 months in. He just started, brand new. And he comes up on stage and he starts telling his story about how he made $94,000. $94,000. And in Austria, he shared this with us. In Austria, there isn't really like a good banking system or a credit card system. So they would have to actually physically go down to a bank and, I guess deposit their money and do some sort of money transactions and stuff like that to get their sale done or whatever. But it was amazing because they don't have the resources that we have. But yet this kid, 22 years old, 3 to 4 months in, and making $94,000. That's more than I make in a year, and he done that in 3 months, 4 months. It was amazing, and it's like, if he can do that with no resources, why can't we do it? I mean, it just takes the mindset, and it takes perseverance. You just got to keep on doing it, and just keep coming back to it. And yeah, that was a game changer for me when I saw that. What else? I mean, there was so much information that was put out there. You just have to go to an event. I mean, if you can get to an event and participate in their I guess what do you call it? Yeah, participate in the event and just show up. You'll learn so much more. You learn all the tricks that they share with you, and you can do it. So it was a pretty good experience for me, and I want to go back to the next one. So I can't wait to do that. Anyway, that's about it I have for now. I'll come back and comment in a little bit.
Okay, cool, man.
Back to you.
Awesome, man. Thank you. So, so what David was talking about, guys, is every few months we have an opportunity to attend a live event where literally hundreds and sometimes thousands of people in the online industry and Empower Network, we kind of converge on one of the cities, okay? And this is an opportunity that is afforded to us where we're able to actually meet a lot of people, a lot of the top earners in the industry and in the company that are making literally thousands and thousands of dollars online. And we get to learn a lot of new skills, right? We get to learn a lot of things, right? Because if you think about the internet, the online industry, there's a lot of different tools that's available. There's a lot of different metrics and things that you can learn on how to scale your business, and that's where we kind of rub shoulders with all these guys. Okay, and we kind of get together. We learn a lot of new things. But on top of that, you know what it is for me anyway, when it comes to these live events, it's the association, right? The association really starts to rub off. Now, let me talk about association for a couple minutes here, because this is a thing that a lot of people don't realize. That think back to when you were a kid, okay? Think back to when you were a kid and you had a group of friends that you probably hung around with, right? And those group of friends, as a gang or a group, you hung out. I bet you that you probably like to do the same things, right? You probably like to go to the same movies. You probably like to go and hang out at the same places. Just all those things, right? You guys dress the same, and all that stuff. And the reason why is because, association rubs off. Well, that when you're a kid, you think back and you say, yeah, that kind of makes sense. But think about this, it doesn't change in life. As we get older, think about the people we hang around with now, right? It's the same thing. You probably like to go out to the same places to eat. You like to watch the same movies. You like to hang out at the same places. And here's the thing, though, guys. It's probably likely that your incomes are about the same, give or take maybe $5,000, $10,000 a year. Your incomes are probably about the same. So if that's the case, right, it's pretty key and it's pretty important that if you're going to hang around people and you want to be successful, you got to get around the people that are successful, right? If you want to make $100,000 a year, hang around people who are making $100,000 a year, and you're gonna be able to make that kind of money, right? Because you're gonna start to learn the way they think. You're gonna start to learn the things that they do and how they spend their time. So I'm gonna open it up here because when we talk about the topic of this hangout is how to make your first $1,000 in a day, right? It's more than just skill set. A lot of it has to do with mindset, really. So I want to open it up here, and anyone who kind of want to jump in on that topic. I know, May, you have a lot of things to say on that. So I don't know, May, you have anything to say on the topic of mindset and how that applies to making money online?
Yeah. Let's see. Getting used to these control things. I can highlight people. Getting used to this hangout. Anyway, mindset. Yeah, mindset is everything, actually. A lot of people who get into this business or any business, their success or failure is directly related to how their mind is programmed around money. So let me give you an example. If you come into this business and you don't feel like you deserve to make money online, like say you're just like, oh, I'm just going to see what happens, and you get in and you're afraid. You're afraid because you're afraid to talk to people about the business, because you're scared, because you don't believe that you're worth their time, or you don't believe that what you're selling equates to the money they would give you. You don't believe you deserve to earn. You're going to be the kind of person who's going to be shying away and being real quiet and not telling anyone what you're doing, so no one's going to know that you're there and you have this great thing to sell. And if you have the right mindset, if you believe in your own value, like as a person, because everyone on this planet, on this earth, is valuable. you're valuable. You're worth it. I'm just going to tell you right now. If you didn't know that, now you know. You're worth it. You deserve all of it. Everything that you don't even think you deserve it. Okay? Now, when you finally tap into that, and I'm still working on, for me, okay? However, I've definitely improved since last year. As I said, before that it was like not even 100 a day, and now I'm up to over $1,000, almost $5,000 a day. And that's I've never made that anywhere, not even at my job, not anything. Like, this business made more money in a day than anything. So, and it takes some practice with how we think. Do you really believe in yourself? It comes really down to that. Because if you believe in yourself and you believe in the value that you can bring to the world, then you will go out and you will tell everyone about it, right? It's just like, I remember one person told me, if you knew the cure to cancer and someone had cancer in front of you, wouldn't you tell them, right? Because you know it's valuable to them. You would be like, I have the cure, dude. I'm going to give it to you right now. You'd be like telling them, because you know the value of what you have, and you aren't going to be quiet. You're going to be like freaking in their face, because you want to save their life. Well, when you come to the point when you believe in your own value and you understand the power of this business, because this business is so powerful. I have never been in anything where you could actually change someone's life like that. Like, people's lives change. Our sponsor, Keala Kanai, was working in, what was he doing? He was in a coffee shop. That's right. How could I forget? Keala, our sponsor, was working in a coffee shop. Okay, a coffee shop. Last year when I joined under Keala, he was still working in his coffee shop. All right. He was working in a coffee shop. I was there when he quit his job from his coffee shop, because he now makes so much money. He's a speaker. He's a speaker. He is quoted on Facebook. He will say something on Facebook, and people will quote him multiple times. Multiple people will quote what he says. I mean, he went from coffee shop, okay, to like speaker in like a year, okay. Actually less than a year, although I didn't see him get quoted until recently. So I'll say about a year. He went from coffee shop to being quoted as a speaker in a year. His life has changed. And not only that, he's changing other people's lives, because he's speaking to them, talking to them. They're becoming inspired through him. Other people in this business completely changing lives. People quitting jobs, staying home with their children, creating charitable organizations. All kinds of stories. I mean, I've heard of people I think I've even heard of people like curing themselves from cancers and things like that, just because they have a mission and they found something that they can provide value to the world and to themselves. This business is so powerful. Like I said, I don't know anything that I could share with anyone where they could make so much money so quickly. There is an income disclosure at the bottom of this page. No income is guaranteed. If you join a business, it's a business. You have to work the business to make money. However, I have never, ever, ever seen anything like this before. I mean, everyone that I've seen who's been in here, who's been working it pretty consistently, they've all had $1,000 days. Everyone that I've seen that's working consistently on our team has all had $1,000 days. And it might take a little while in the beginning. However, if they stick with it, they all do. That's what I've seen. Okay, income disclosure, though. I'm not guaranteeing results for you. However, yes, I have to admit that these live events where you go and you're with these people who are making so much value, okay, because it's really about value. Their incomes are huge. Some of these people are making millions of dollars. They make like $1 million more than $1 million a year, some of them. I mean, it's insane, the stuff you hear. And like the 12-year-old kid, I mean, what was that, right? And then AK, I just heard about, because AK was on our Empower Hour and listening to his story, and I'm like, wow, this kid is like phenomenal, right? He's 22 years old, just like David said. 22-year-old kid decides to grind it out. He's like, I'm going to work it like mad. I'm going to spend 3 months, I'm just going to work it like mad. I'm going to spend over 150 hours a week, and I'm just going to kill it. I'm just going to be like bam, bam, bam. Second week, he makes what, $12,000 or something like that? The first week, he's like, oh, the first week I made nothing. Oh, okay. It's like, oh, why are you making the first week? How about the second week? I made $12,000 or something like that. It's like, oh my, just because he decided, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to tell everyone what I'm going to do. I'm going to make $100,000 in 3 months. I'm going to make 100. You're either with me or you're not. You're with me or you're not. I'm going to do it. Because he believed in himself. All mindset, right? I mean, it's all mindset. Now, you may or may not believe me right now. However, I'm sure deep down in your heart, do you feel like you deserve it? Do you feel like you're worth it? Because the more you get there and the more the belief comes out, the more the actions will come out that will bring what you deserve to you. And it's showing up. I'm happy to say that it is showing up for me. I've seen it show up for Ray. I know David's had some sales. Go, David! So, I mean, it's amazing. And Dan has leads. I saw he has leads already coming into his business. And, I feel like it's like changing so fast. And it's like boom, boom, boom. Like everything's so fast. I think Ray would agree with that. It's like so fast, right? Everything. Even within this own business, internet's changing. We're changing so fast. And it's exciting. So I'm going to stop there. Let someone else take it.
May, you mentioned something really, really key is when you talk about the mindset, right? I remember I got to talk about this breakthrough that I had, okay? Because when I got started, okay, one of the things that I could relate to as far as being involved in a business, right? Aside from my traditional brick and mortar businesses, was I remember being involved in network marketing. This was kind of years ago, right? And we had this formula in place where, make a list of your friends and family. Make a list of everyone you knew for the last 20-something years or something, okay? And I remember making that list. I remember even opening up my high school annual, right, and putting down all these different names of all these people that I went to high school with. And it was years ago, right, and trying to hunt these guys down to kind of show them this business that I had just joined, right? And this was years ago, right? And I remember we had this formula. And it was when we had to kind of do the show the plan thing, right? So I remember showing the plan, meeting people in coffee shops, and the formula was, check this out, was show 10, right? In a month now, this is in a month. Show 10 or sponsor 2 people. Do that in a month. Show 10, sponsor 2. And keep doing that until you have this business where you can at least in a year make, I think it was it was a 2 to 5 year plan where you can make about like $24,000 a year. Now, and and here's the thing, when I was in that business model, I didn't know what really was doable or not. But when I got involved in this online industry, when I got involved in Partner Network, and I got to tell you, I was blown away at the speed of the ROI. The ROI is the return on your investment, which is your time, basically, right? Because in a short period of time, I was able to, make thousands of dollars. And it's not because I knew or had a lot of skill set, because I was still learning. But this is what I did. I mean, if you guys want to know what I did to make my first $1,000 in a day, I'm going to tell you right now. This is what I did. Number one, I got started. I didn't wallow in the details. Okay? I didn't take a long time to make a decision on if I was going to join, if I was going to get started or not. I just made a decision. And I clicked the link and I got started. And what I did was there was some training. I dove into the training, and I basically followed some very simple steps. Okay, and in the team that we have, there was a lot of people. There were some key people making some good money, and they had success. And what I did was I used their success. I leveraged their success, and I shared it. I shared it on my Facebook page. Okay, and I posted some success that my teammates were having, and from there I had people starting to ask me, "What's going on? What are you doing? What kind of business are you involved in?" Because I see these guys making a lot of money. I said, "Hey, you know what? I don't know much about it myself. I'm still learning, but basically, here's the link. Check it out." And a good friend of mine, Paul Willie, he's actually made as much as $4,000 in a day. And what happened from that, guys, is that my business started to take off. It started to snowball, and I was able to earn, I was able to make some sales pretty quickly, and I was able to make about over $1,000 in a day. And that was it. And that was it. And over the course of this year, I've learned some new skills. I've learned how to market on different social media avenues and things, and I've been able to scale this up. But when I think back, here's a breakthrough I had, and I don't know if you guys can relate, or if you're out there and you're wondering if this thing is real. One of the biggest breakthroughs I had was when I finally realized. Again, this is when I was actually sharing some social proof on my Facebook page. I finally realized that I had this. I don't know what you call it, but I was kind of afraid of what people thought that I was doing. I was afraid, and I was kind of worried about what people would think of me. That was it. I was worried about what people would think of me. And I had this breakthrough. I had this kind of major breakthrough when I was talking to this guy, Kalik, and I was on the phone with him one night. And I was talking to him, and we were talking about this. And then I just realized I had this major breakthrough, like, wow, you know what? It really doesn't matter what people think of me, because, everyone is probably not really worried about what I'm doing. And when I finally realized that, guys, and I had this weight lifted off my shoulders, and I could freely market my business without really worrying about what people thought of me, guess what happened? I started to make money. I started to make money. I had my first $4,600 day. And from there, shortly after that, about 30 days later, I had another $4,600. I made about almost $10,000 in a short 36-day run. And I was a newbie yet. And that's because I really realized, guys, that, there's people out there, everyone is out there, and, everyone's busy, and they're just involved in their own stuff. They're involved in a lot of their own things going on, and they're really not worried about what you're doing. And about the same time, I saw an article online, and it talked about when people on their deathbed. It talked about the biggest regrets they had in life on people on their deathbed, right? And one of them really struck me, and it was this. It was the things that people regretted the most in life was not the things that they did. It was the things that they didn't do that they regretted. It was the things such as they wished that they had taken more risks in life. That hit me like a ton of bricks, because I finally realized that, life is so short, and I didn't want to be on my deathbed. I didn't want to be in the final moments of my life thinking about the regrets I had and thinking that I should have stepped out more. I should have did things more. I should have taken more risks. I should have started that business that I could have at that time. I didn't want to have those regrets. And that was one of the major drivers for me that made me get started online. And you know what? It was the best decision I ever made. One of the best decisions I ever made. So, kind of ironic, right? When you think about it, that a guy like me who was really worried about what people thought of me, and then all of a sudden kind of having this big breakthrough, realizing that I didn't want to live my life with any regrets, and stepping out, and being able to meet great people like everyone on this panel here, and having days where I'm making definitely over $1,000 in a day. I was up in Seattle with a bunch of these guys, and I remember not really marketing, but my business was running in the background. And getting an email notification on my phone saying, congratulations, you just earned, $697. Congratulations, you just earned $200, and in a day, pretty much earning $1,000 in a day. And it was because I made a decision about a year ago to step out and do something different because I wanted different results in my life. So I don't know, on that topic, guys, real quick, if we can kind of go around, what made you click the link to get started? Okay, because I think we're winding down here. We got like a little bit, like so many more minutes left. I just want to go around real quick and just give your quick story about what moved you to click that link and get started. So Dan, maybe you can jump in real quick and tell us.
Yeah, for sure. Basically, around the time I saw this business opportunity, I had been doing some reading and some personal development books. One of them, or the book that I was reading at the time, was The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. And anyway, I saw the opportunity, and just like you said, about the people on their deathbed, right? The things they regret are not the things that they did, but the things that they didn't do. And so to me, I was like, you know what? These are the options, right? I could start, nothing would happen, no big deal. I go back to doing what I'm doing. I could get started, and if everything could be great, and I can definitely quit what I'm doing and just focus on this business opportunity. Or I could not take any action at all, right? And not make a change, and nothing in my life would change. But that what if factor was really what, for me, was what really pushed me to take action, because, like you said, Ray, I mean, the people on their deathbeds, they regretted the things they didn't do, right? And so for me personally, that was what really kind of drove me into taking action. So in short, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I remember you're a take action kind of guy, man. Yeah, I can tell. Congratulations, though. Okay, thanks for sharing that. David, can you share with the people what drove you to take action and click that link?
Yeah. Well, what drove me was I've been always looking for a way out, because I don't want to work for the rest of my life. Every day I need to go to work, to make the paycheck. And I've been searching, and then I saw one of the ads on Facebook, and it was Kala Kanai's ad. And when I played the video, and he related to me. It was like the same situation I was in. I'm working, I'm surviving, but it's not what I'm looking for. I was looking for a life. I want a life of my own that I'm in control of, that I could provide for my family, spend the time with them. And I was just fed up with the corporate America, day in, day out. So I took action. I clicked the link, and it broadened my horizon. I see, I think differently, and I know it's possible, and I can achieve it. So that was my reason why for clicking the link, was for me, freeing myself and being with my family, and having a lifestyle that I can choose for myself, do what I want to do, not what the other guys are telling me to do. So yeah, that was my big reason why.
You are a badass, man.
It's awesome, with you guys. It's you guys too.
Awesome. Great. May, Can you share with us
Yeah.
what drove you, what mostly made you wanna do what you click that link and join?
Yeah. For me, I actually clicked the link because a friend told. Well, I was working really, really hard to find a way to get my internet business working because I wanted to stop working regular job. It was like really important to me. I was pregnant. It was like, you know what? I've been working this and I really have to find something. I'm pregnant now. I'm having a baby and I want to have more babies and I want more money so I can have lots of babies and be able to take care of them. And if I want, hire nannies to help me or whatever. I just want money so I can have my own family and not have to worry about daycare, child care, and who's taking care of my kids because I'm working. I didn't want that. It's like, no. I was really, really determined. You know, I was ready to do anything. Now, that being said, I clicked on the link to sign up under Keala, and I didn't actually sign up right away because it didn't work. There was all the technical difficulties back then, you know. And so I was just like, oh, well, whatever. And I didn't sign up for like, I don't know, for like 2 weeks after that. And then finally, I was working with a mentor who was a millionaire real estate investor, and he was helping me, and he's like, do you want to do this business? I'm like, you know, it seems like it would be worth it. It's only $25 to click the link. By the way, below this video, there is a button that you can click the link to do the same thing that we're talking about tonight. And if you're even thinking about it, you should just click that link right now. So anyways, he asked me, this mentor of mine, he's like, do you want to do this? And I'm like, well, it is only $25. I kind of do really want to do it because it sounds like it could work, right? And he's like, well, why aren't you? And I'm like, you know, I don't know. So he made me do homework. He made me go home and write down what is it that I'm afraid of. And I wrote down all these things I was afraid of, and then when I looked at them, I was like, wow, that is the silliest thing. You know, I was afraid of failing. I was afraid I would, you know, go into this and it wouldn't work. I was afraid of, you know, just not being good enough, things like that. It's just silly stuff. And it's like afraid to pay $25 because of that. And I was like, oh my gosh, you know, once I wrote it down, what I was afraid of, and looked at it, I was like, that's absurd, right? So then I joined, and it was actually kind of complicated. I actually had to go work with Keala to figure out how to join and how to pay, and it wasn't exactly easy. However, I did. I just, you know, because I made a decision. I made a decision to join, to pay the freaking $25, which is hardly anything. You know, it was like so little to start. To think that it took me 2 weeks to actually finally commit to $25. You know, it's kind of funny. However, that's what happened, and it was a great decision because it first of all it made me go through all these fears I had, which, you know, money had been an issue for me, right? And I had all these ridiculous fears that I never actually looked at and thought about because they just controlled me, and I never thought to stop and think about what am I afraid of. And when I wrote it down, I was like, that's so absurd. You know, if I dated that way, I would never gotten married. You know, it was like crazy. So once I thought about it, I was like, that's. So then I just went in and I did it, and then wow, we have Linda on the call. Last second. Guess we're not going to hang up right away. Anyways, that's why I clicked the link, and I just want to mention again that there is a button under this video where you can do the same thing, and like I said, it's a $25 decision, and if you're afraid, well, take a couple minutes and write down what you're afraid of. Look at how absurd that is, and just click the button and join for $25 already. Anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Well said, May. Extremely well said. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. You know what? And we have Linda Capani. Linda, can you hear us? I think you're muted. Linda. I don't know if she can hear us.
Yes, hello.
Hi. How are you?
Hi. I'm fine, thank you.
Thanks for joining us, man. Jumping on here. You know what? We kind of went through. We're talking for the last hour about, you know, kind of our experiences online and what we've been able to do in our online business. And you know, this last we're kind of going through on the panel, and we're talking about what made us click the link and get started with this business, with Empower Network and with the Project Freedom team. So Did you want to share anything about that?
Like what got me started?
Yeah. What made you want to get started?
Well, I was watching Dave Wood's video, and he keeps talking about don't be a wussy, and in it's the expression that you guys say, and I didn't even understand that. So I kept telling my boyfriend, what does he mean by don't be a wussy? And he was saying, oh, it's something like, you you're just scared and stuff like that. And every time Dave Wood kept talking, like I kept thinking to myself, wow, this guy really has a way to talk to people. And like he kept talking about his testimony and how he got out of that. But because he was simple, it kind of attracted me to Empower Network because my expectation was millionaires, they have to wear suit. That was my expectation. I thought, all millionaires, they wear suit and they dressing up. I was watching, with his normal clothing on in his house, talking about his testimony and how he broke through. So I was like, when I saw him, sharing his testimony, I could really relate because I didn't, I'm not coming from the background where I grew up in that home where I had everything. I had to struggle in life to get where I am today. So I actually, when Christy Ching was doing her sponsored, she was doing a promotion, and I didn't see the ad, but my boyfriend did, and he told me, hey, you should check this out. It's something to do with empowerment. I said, okay. So I went to Christy's link and then I subscribed. But when I subscribed, it was the autoresponder that made me think it was so cool because I was thinking Christy was talking, but then now I understood that it was the autoresponder, but it was all those emails on, about life and stuff. And I said, wow, I need to get in touch with this lady. So that's how I went to a website, and then I started to chat with her. And then I just got started within the 3 days. 3 days after I got in touch with Christy, and I just clicked the button. And that was my testimony. But basically, it was to do with, and when I came into the group, I saw that everyone was from Hawaii. And I said, oh, cool, this is a great family, but every one of you guys were so simple. Just simple. And I kind of got, I felt at home when everyone were just warning on how
Linda.
Yes, my connection is
Yeah, I know, guys. So Linda, I'm going to jump in here. Linda's actually dialing in from Papua New Guinea, and that just goes to show you can build an online business from anywhere in the world as long as you have a computer and an internet connection. You can do it. And Linda's actually marketing online, and she's gotten a bunch of leads, and she's learned a bunch of new skills too. So it's pretty cool. So congratulations, Linda. Thanks for sharing, though. I'm glad you jumped on because you have a really awesome story as well. But yeah, guys, we're kind of up on the hour, and I just wanna kind of, before I close this out, I just want to let you guys know something, and that is wherever you are in life, okay, whatever's happening in your life, whatever your past has come, wherever you've come from, your past does not dictate your future. Okay, so let me repeat that. Whatever challenges you've gone through, whatever things that has happened, right? Your past does not dictate your future. Okay. May talked about fear. May talked about touched on that, and I just want to touch on this, and then we'll close. Fear, okay, is really things that are made up in our mind. You know, we make up our own fears. We make that up, okay, and through the experiences that we've gone through, we kind of tend to create these fears in our mind, and a lot of times it holds us back. May talked about it. It took her 2 weeks, guys. It took her 2 weeks to make a decision and click a button and join an online business opportunity that cost $25 because of the fears that she had made up in her mind. And when she actually listed it down, it was silly. It was pretty much silly. So I got to tell you something, guys. The difference between successful people and unsuccessful people, right? Number one is they take action. They make a decision quickly and they change their mind slowly. All right? And you have an opportunity. You have an opportunity, guys, to change your future. You have an opportunity to get involved with a group of people that are going to support you, that are going to help you reach your goals. And all it is, guys, all it takes is to take action. So on the bottom of this page, you're going to see a button. You're going to see a link, guys. Click the link, okay? Click the link and get started, because it's only $25 to get started. And when you think about the cost of getting started, right, for $25, for a lot of people, that's like the cost of a bad dinner, right? In fact, if you're going to the movies now, it's going to cost more to go to watch a movie than it is to get started in this online business, right, where you can make $1,000 in a day. And we're going to help you do that. So guys, live a life of no regrets. Take action, click the link, and get started for a measly $25. All right? Change your life in 2014. Make this year your year. Make it different from what it was last year, and make 2014 your year. Just take action, click the link, and get started, and we'll see you on the other side, and we'll be there to greet you and help you get started. Thanks for joining. We'll be back next week, and we'll have another great topic, but look forward to seeing you. Take care.